Hello, this is Suzy Ann Sellers, also known as SuzyDee. I am your favorite global travel expert and favorite global travel documentarian. Today is Wednesday, July 19th, 2023, and I am right now in Austin, Texas. Yes, that's right. I left Hawaii, on a couple of days ago, and I'm in Austin, Texas now for a few days. I've decided my goal on my one-year world tour is to touch all 7 continents, and I decided that since North America is the continent where have lived and am leaving from, that should be the first continent that I will explore. I'm not going to explore the whole continent, but I have decided to visit 3 cities in the United States that I've never visited before. The first one was the island of Kauai. And I was there last week and left a couple of days ago. The second city is the one I'm in now, Austin, Texas. And there is a third city that I will visit after Austin, Texas. And after that, I will begin traveling internationally to other countries. I'm jumping on this video really quickly to address the 3. As you know, I've posted a trailer to my new travel show, Be Free with SuzyDee. I've also posted in several travel and expat Facebook groups about my world tour and the fact that I quit my job, sold my house, sold my car, gave away all my stuff, and bought a one-way ticket. And as you can probably imagine, I've gotten a lot of traction and buzz behind those posts. Almost 5,000 reactions and comments and questions in one group, almost 4,000 in another group, and just combined total. I don't even know what the combined total of views and questions and comments and reactions are across all social media platforms, but it's a lot. So in reading those comments, there are 3 most commonly asked questions, and I'm going to answer those questions on this video as best as I can and as best as I feel like answering on this video today. Those 3 questions are: what will you do after your one-year world tour is over? The next question is: what will you do when your money runs out? And the last question is: have you read the book or blog article or news article about so-and-so who did a similar thing as you? So let me address all 3 of those questions right now. Number 1, what will you do when your one-year world tour is over? My one-year world tour is to help me determine where I would like to live outside of the United States should I decide to relocate to a country outside of the United States. I have considered relocating to a country outside of the United States and have been considering that for at least a year. However, I don't know what country I would like to relocate to yet. So I believe and I have decided that a one-year world tour visiting various countries would help me to decide. I've already, before I started this world tour, I've already been to 49 countries in the last 9 years. I love travel. I love the world. I love seeing the world. I love communicating with and mingling with other cultures. I like trying different foods. I like seeing the beauty of God's creation all over the world. And having lived in Chicago my entire life, being born and raised and lived in the Chicago area my entire life, all 55 years, I want to explore the world a little bit. So I'm planning to visit enough subsection of the world on all 7 continents so that at the end of 1 year, I can determine if I want to live outside of the United States, and if so, where? That's the answer to that question. Next question. What will you do when your money runs out? I get on these videos and I seem like a really nice lady, and I am. But I'm from the hood, baby. I'm from the hood. I don't know what made people think they can ask a complete stranger on the internet about how much money they got in the bank. And I don't know why people think I am the person who would tell them that. That is such an odd question to me. And I don't want to jump on I've had to block a couple of people. People I don't even know, have never heard of, who have seen my posts on social media about me doing a world tour and jump in the comments and ask me all kinds of questions that I don't think they have any business asking, and then almost demanding a response. I've had to block a couple of people. So here's my answer to the question, though. What will you do when your money runs out? Intentional pregnant pause. Everybody on earth, everybody has to think about what will they do when their money runs out. I don't care how much money you got. If you got $5 in the bank or if you got $5 billion in the bank, everybody has that question about themselves. Everybody makes arrangements to take care of themselves, or they don't make arrangements. I don't know what people do. Here's what Suzanne is doing. First of all, I'm not disclosing on the internet to random people who I don't know how much money I have in the bank, okay? I got enough money from the sale of my house to make me want to give this a try, a world tour try. That amount, the amount that makes me comfortable to give it a try might be different than the amount that makes you comfortable. So I can't answer that question for you if it's a question you have for yourself, and it's not a question I want to answer. I quit a job in a profession that I have been in for almost 25 years. And I have 3 master's degrees. So I'm not out here just, with no skills and no education. I do have a very solid skill set in what I do, which is contract negotiations and contract management. The position title for it is procurement and strategic sourcing for major corporations. I can do that work for myself. There are hundreds, literally maybe even thousands, but I know myself of at least 100 remote work companies where people can work remotely from anywhere in the world. I am a beginner investor, stock market and options. I have taken a course in it, and I am receiving consulting services and in placing stock market trades. The exact amount will be unnamed and undisclosed. Next question. Have you read the book by X person who's done the similar thing that you're doing? One person, a few people have mentioned, have I read the book Eat, Pray, Love? I forget the name of the lady who made that book, who wrote that book. And a lot of other people have been mentioning a black lady, a lady of African descent who visited every country in the world recently, and she wrote a book. I don't know her name either. And I don't know these people's names or their books for a reason, because my path is not going to be the same path as them. My experience is not going to be the same as theirs. The lady in Eat, Pray, Love, I did watch her video on Netflix. There's a movie. Netflix made a movie out of her book. And it was on the Netflix about a couple of months ago. I believe March or April time frame. I did watch that movie, the Eat, Pray, Love lady. the Netflix adaptation of the book. And from my understanding, from looking at the Netflix movie, this was an upper class white woman who was getting a divorce and traveled the world for a year. The other African lady of African descent, I have not read her book, but I've read an article. I read an article posted on one of the Black Enterprise, I don't know, websites, Travel Noir. I don't know. I've read the article on one of those websites about 2 years ago. And I remember in that article, she says what helped her is that she had 2 passports. She has a USA passport and a passport from an African country. I believe the African country where she was born and where she was raised. My experience, I am not a white woman from an upper middle class background. I am not an African woman with 2 passports, and I'm not as young as either one of those women are. I'm 55 years old. I'm born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, on the South Side. I've lived in the projects. I have a 25-year recovery from drug and alcohol usage. I have a lot of things in my background and my history that those women don't have. Therefore, my experience is going to be different. And I'm 55 years old. I believe those women were much younger when they began their journeys. So no, I'm not going to read their books. I'm happy that you all are telling me about them. Thank you so much. But no, I'm not going to read their books because my experience is not going to be like theirs. Like I said, I have looked at the Netflix movie about Eat, Pray, Love. I have read various articles over the years by the other African lady, and my hat goes off to them. I thank God for them because those 2 ladies and other ladies who I've read about on the internet made me know that I can do this, because I've always, all my life, been the type that says if X person can do it, I can do it better. And so I'm doing this. And some of the things I'm going to have to figure out along the way. But I've all my life been a planner, been organized. I've discussed this. I didn't just wake up one morning and decide to travel the world for a year. It took me 9 months to birth this. And over the 9 months, I've spoken to at least a dozen family members, close loved ones, and friends. And I've laid out my plan from A to Z. I've spoken with my pastor. My pastor is Pastor Anthony Thomas of Calvary Covenant Church of Chicago, located 8056 South Maplewood Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. I have a pastoral covering, church covering. I'm a member of a faith community. I have an entire congregation praying for me daily. So all of the people who I spoke with along this 9-month birthing season that it took me to birth this endeavor, I laid out my plan for them. I'm not going to lay it all out for y'all because I don't even know you. And I have God on my side. I'm a woman of strong faith. I love God. I trust God. And I have strong faith. And I'm going out here and do it. 50 Cent, the rapper turned producer turned everything. He made a song years ago, Get Rich or Die Trying. And so I'm just going to let that sit there. Have a great day. Bye.